Well, it's Monday, May 17th. I woke up. I don't have much to say, but I remembered, I used to do these, and it was almost always dark, and I like the lighting better, or the lack of lighting. There's no natural light accidentally seeping through. But I don't know, it feels more cozy. And this back room is quiet. But I do have to, it's like neighbor, I don't know if he lives there anymore. I think he visits his own apartment, but I don't think he spends as much time there. I think he's got a girlfriend again, and he spends more of his time there. Which is fine with me. I've said it before, it's like, pays his rent. If I don't have to see anybody, great. Do I really have nothing to say? Oh, yeah. And I guess I did my writing yesterday, and, it's out there for what it's worth. And, what does it all mean? Where does it all go? What happens next? Just continue writing. And that's my thought. And I've asked, these are one of my questions is, what next? Is more wanted? And the response I got was no. More is not wanted. More the same. Just... But, that's where it's like, well, I do want more. I don't want it exactly right now, but if what I'm doing has no, I'm looking for something in development, where it's just not going to be continuously on pause, or just in some sort of, I'm looking for that relationship. So it's like, yeah, this is great. Communication, conversation, collaboration, cooperation. But I'm also looking for that, this, that, and the other. The whole package. I don't think it's too much to ask. And it's like, it seems like other people find some enjoyment and satisfaction in it. I might throw it, give it a try myself. So it's like, seeing as how I don't feel a sense of being claimed, or like, what's the word? That I can do my writing, and it's like, sure, if I meet somebody else, I'll start talking to them. I'll start a new conversation, and the conversation will change, and I guess that's just the way it goes. Because and I figure the same thing for them. I'm just on constant. I'm just aware. Like the next thing I read from them, it might be that and it's happened before, and I don't know what to make of it. Where it's like, I see the conversation starting with somebody new, somebody's met them and discovered them, and they are such a great person. You're such a great person to talk to. I love talking to you, and talk, introduce, and it's like, oh no, and it's like, there's all sorts of conversations that I don't know about. All sorts of introductions that I don't know about, I don't see. And it's like, I have no control over that. I don't see it. I don't know about it. And I just work on the assumption that, well, if they're anything like me, it doesn't go anywhere. and it's a lot of no thank you. We're all good here. Got enough. So, but that's me. That's me assuming that there's other people out there that are like me, whereas I don't know them. I met a few, but they managed to find people to interact with and have relationships with. And it's like, apparently it's just me that has this problem, and has decided to just be alone. Everybody else, but it's like, I know that's not true, but that's how it feels. And that's where it's like, what's wrong with me? Why am I so different, even among the different? It's like I'm just always on the outside looking in from whatever social group or whatever label I am a part of. And it's like I'm just always like not quite right. And it's like I haven't, I think I find my tribe, and then I'm just always on the outside, just looking in. Just seeing what's going on. Then I don't get an invitation. Well, I mean, there might be one, and I might get it, but I tend to like, I don't know. I tend to feel like uninvited after a short while, and I don't get, my own permission is revoked. And it's not from anything in particular. I just start feeling, less needed, less wanted, less desired, less interesting. It's like old news. And then it's like people meet new people, and all of a sudden I'm just, this new person is new. And I feel obsoleted, irrelevant, inconsequential, insignificant. And it's not fun, being the obsolete person. So it's like, and I am the sort of person that, at least I think I am. So I don't really have much experience with it, but I don't mind being claimed. I mean, that's what everybody else does. They just kind of like, this person is for me, and don't you leave them alone. Just an understanding, a communication of whatever that word is, a commitment. And does that go anywhere? What does that mean? Is there an eventuality involved? Am I working towards something in particular? Am I working in a particular direction with something in mind? Otherwise, I'm just doing random stuff, and I'm just kind of, my energy is just dissipated around, with no particular orientation. I just at the whim of whatever's going on around me, So it's still going places, but it doesn't really take any shape. And I have nothing to show for it. It's like the only thing I have to show for all my time is the body of work that I'm creating. And I don't show that to people. So a lot of my everything is just invisible, just like me. Everything about me, the way that I am, and the person I am, people only see what they see in the present. They don't see everything that I've been through, and they only hear what I tell them. So they only hear how I talk and what I talk about. They don't know all the other stories and how the story has been developing, evolving. So, and that's, part of the thing is getting to know people. The part of the fun of getting to know people is knowing people and then feeling understood, and that I don't have to be explained everything. I just already know. And I just feel that sense of security and comfort and familiarity. That all those little things, those little getting to know you stories. Yeah, it's like, yeah, yeah, I know these things. And some of the things, it's like maybe too much was shared early on, and I mean, I'm okay with my whole story, and maybe they are too. But I'd like to get, I'd like to hear more about personal stuff. It feels like running into walls, running into barriers, shields up, where I'm being kept at a distance. And maybe that's just my own imagination, where I just feel like I'm being kept at a distance. Because it is, a long way, and maybe trust elements are coming into play. It's that kind of worry. It's like, they think maybe, I mean, I don't know. See, there's the thing. We don't talk. So, it doesn't, from an outsider's view looking in, it's, I don't have much going on. And it probably, I couldn't explain it. I wouldn't be able to explain it, but I don't have to. I don't have to prove anything. Prove the worthiness to anybody else. Prove the sense to anybody else. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. But where I run into problems is where it stops making sense to me. And it's like, wait a second. What am I doing? Why do I believe this? How do I believe this? How did I, and I have to like redo it in my head. And it's like, let's not do that. And this is why I believe this. This is why. But what about that? And it's like, and I forget how I got to certain feelings. And it's like, I lose my place. And it's like I need a refresher. And it's like, And it's then I worry about like, how real is this? Or maybe it's not real. And maybe, it's like I start talking honestly, and the other person's like, whoa, you believe what? What do you believe exactly? And then I get, made fun of, or, laughed at, ridiculed. Like, oh, that's, thank you for your interest and your words, but, go away. Or, friend. Like, I have enough people that I don't really consider friends. I don't hang out with people on purpose. I'm not. I'm a part of many social orders of different magnitudes, but I don't keep myself to just one, social circle. I'm just a minor contributor, minor involvement in a number of them. And a lot of people believe that I am a part of their circle. Whereas to me, it's just like, I'm just on the outside. I don't want to be, don't consider me a core member, because I have other circles, and I can't be a core member of every circle. So it's like, because for whatever reason, I'm considered a valued member of places I go, people I interact with. Whereas I like to remain fluid, come and go as I want, and It's like all of a sudden I stop showing up at a particular place or stop talking to a particular person. Yep. It stopped working for me, or or I just go away, and it's nothing to do with them. It's just me. I don't know. I can't explain it, and I don't really have anybody to explain it to. I have no one really that I'm accountable to, and no one would really understand anyway. It's just too much has passed, and I couldn't explain it. So anyway, so as far as like trust goes, it's like, yeah, and I'm openly talking about it and putting it out there as public. It's like when I meet people and I'm getting curious to meet new people, it's like, yeah, and I still will too. I don't feel like I'm part of something that is wanted to become something more than what it is. It's felt like it's been put pretty clear that no, more is not wanted. They just want to continue the back and forth communication, and it stays how it is. That's it. And they don't want more, but I do. And I don't mean like right now, but I mean like something like over the course of a period of time. Like, nothing even immediate. Like maybe even, a few years. But something that has the potential. And it's like, and without that, it's like, well, I'm gonna keep looking, you know. Been alone for a long time, long time, and I really, really like the conversation that I'm having and I've been having. But I do want more, and I'm just being honest. I don't think I'm being greedy either. But maybe what I'm looking for isn't out there, because that's why I haven't found it. Or maybe it is out there and it's just not at the right time or not at the right place. Always out of sync. Is it desyncopated or unsyncopated? Out of phase. Dephased or unphased. But these are my wonderings. Yes or no, stay or go, yay or nay, go or stay. Or just don't do anything right now. That's what I've just come up with. I mean, I've been thinking about. It's like, just don't worry about it. Just don't do anything, and just play it by ear. And chances are excellent I won't meet anybody anyway, because and the people I do meet, just I'm sure they're excellent people to meet, and I'm sure they're excellent people that have wonderful lives and wonderful conversations, but it's just not for me. I've tried, and it doesn't take long for me to get the sense that it's just too different and just not speaking in the same language. And even though this current conversation, it's like, yeah, it feels, insert words here, it's just so fragmented and intangible that I can't really tell what it is. And it feels like, without some sort of, um, without some sort of tangibility, or, and also without experience, without shared experience, without having shared memories. It's like, this is just, it's a thought experiment. It's a dream experiment. And yeah, it's worthwhile, and yes, it does help me, and helps me refine my own way of thinking and feeling and being. And I guess it'll sure pay off for somebody else that I meet. But I don't want to meet anybody else. I've already met somebody, and they're just really far away. And I want to meet them, and I want to get to know them better. So it's like I keep trying to meet new people, but I feel like I'm doing it because I'm supposed to. It's like, because that's what people do, I guess. And then also I figured, well, that's what they're doing on their side. Maybe, I don't know. And I wonder, it's like, well, maybe they think that they've already met somebody, and they don't need to meet anybody new. They've met somebody significant, like I feel like I've met somebody significant. But we just don't talk. And it's like, I wonder if we'll ever talk. Because I'd like to talk, but I don't think they do. Which kind of worries me, makes me think it's not real. It's like, so I have my concerns and doubts, but I can't imagine that is, I think that's okay. I can't pretend that everything's great and all my worries are completely imaginary. Because I can't say that I know this person. I only have a sense about them. And, and I know it's true, there's a lot I am not being told. And it's being hidden or just not talked about. It's not that it's secret, it's just not being told. And I feel like they were more revealing of themselves before, and now I'm getting the more, or maybe it's just my sense of it, because I don't know what feels more, it's past the censors, like a certain layer of censorship. It's like here's the public face, here's the less public faces, and then there's the private, it's like, I felt, so it's like that intimacy. That's where I'm looking, it's like I'm looking for that intimacy, with thought intimacy, where I'm free to say, and they are free to say. I feel I'm free to say a lot of things. I don't even say all of it, but I would like for them to feel that they are free to say whatever they want to say. But maybe they don't. Or maybe I'm just not the one. And maybe I'm just assigning myself and placing myself into the role of being for them. I'm not trying to pretend to be anybody other than who I am. I'm just being myself. I guess people worry over, because I do too, like being liked. And it's like, oh no, people find out stuff and they won't like me anymore. It's like, I'm not good enough. Or, I don't know. Or I overwhelm people too much with too much information and too much attention. Because that's what I do. And then when I feel like maybe it's not wanted, or just that thought creeps in that, oh, I'm being annoying, and then I just stop. Just nothing. And then see what happens. And a lot of times nothing happens. And it's like, oh, I was right. Because if they don't reach back and like check on things, it's like, what happened? You stopped. You know? And it must not have been, I must have crossed a barrier at some point. And because I've been on the receiving end of too much attention. And, you know, when it stops, it's like, good. They figured it out. Because I don't like confrontation either. I don't like, but then letting somebody, you know, continuing to believe, knowing that they believe what they believe, or, you know, but then not reassuring them, not reinforcing it. I don't know. But in this case, in my particular case, in this particular instance, and maybe it's not about me. Maybe I'm just reading myself into it. But I feel and have felt reassured. My thoughts reinforced that you know, things make sense. It's like I have to work to disbelieve rather than work to believe. But then time happens and change happens, and I see things and I read things, and there's other people, and I see things there, and it's like I don't know what they mean, and I'm not part of the conversation, and I feel like, oh, I shouldn't know this, or I shouldn't have read this, you know, but it's there. I did read it, I did see it, and it is public. So, or maybe I'm meant to see it. I don't know. It is a world wide web. And we leave traces of ourselves everywhere we go. You know, whether anybody else finds them, you know, and so that's one of my parts of the way I am. I was about to call it a curse, but I don't know about that. But I have a bad habit of remembering things. So it's like people would prefer sometimes that maybe I didn't remember so much. If I was told it, and it kind of like, oh, this is significant to me, and you know, I'll just remember. And it's not to use or anything, but it's just something to check on. A source of information, a place to go. But, you know, it's like if I want to know more or I lose track of something, this is another place to look at. So, anyway. I don't always like what I find. I don't always understand what I find. But it doesn't change anything. Well, it does. But I'm still here. And I'm still attempting to have this conversation. Even though the conversation has changed. Everything does. So I might just be talking to myself too, which is most likely the case. And I don't like that thought. This is just practice, you know, for meeting somebody that I haven't met yet. And they will benefit from my disturbances and my growing up and getting over these things and developing some emotional intelligence of some kind. And 30 minutes.